The Mobile Life Center, what do you do? What are you looking into? I think we already all have mobile phones and to some extent a mobile life. What new things are you looking for?
Well, we do a couple of things. Obviously, we're focused on how people use mobile services. We have two streams. We look at how do people use services that are already commercially available, also develop new applications, new apps on your mobile phone, and we have groups that actually develop new hardware, so new concepts for interaction with your mobile phone. For example, now most of the interaction is screen-based. You're still pushing buttons or pushing the screen. So how can we see how we can develop some new interaction concepts, and how do people actually relate to each other via mobile interactions?
Talking about interacting with your phone, everybody's got touch screens now. What's next?
Can take some more advantage of the full body. Just having a finger on a screen, it's not what we're all about. Or we're also interested in how you can have some more social interaction between people. It's not just about one person and one screen, it's the whole world around you. Of course, some new applications might take advantage of where you are. So location is one of the aspects we're looking at. Which other people are around you, and for the more bodily interaction, so taking advantage of movements, and some of these you can actually already do with current mobile phones. Actually aim to, in our group, to have services that are actually available to people who not necessarily have the newest of the newest, and are available on current mobile phones. Maybe you want to say something more about that?
So yeah, for our part, we are looking at stuff that actually works now, not dependent on the 4G network. One of the groups at Mobile Life are working a lot with video, looking at how you can stream video to a server, and then we combine that. So looking at doing real kind of TV productions, but through your mobile phone. And in that case, of course, the LTE or the free 4G networks are really important.
Actually do both. We try to invent new services, but also try to see what can we actually do with the commercial services that are around right now. So for example, we've done recently some mashups between, for example, location-based services like Foursquare and music services like Spotify. But we also have work focusing on what can we develop for services that are not around yet. There's obviously a lot of things cooking. Actually, what we would like to do is, for example, on location, what are the things that are not being explored right now, and how can we take the existing services just a step beyond what they are right now.
There's also the whole thing, so in our group we're working a lot with mobile services and mobile applications, and we see that with HTML5 it's now coming, and it's kind of maybe not even so much in the future, but most phones will have a very competent HTML5 browser. So what happens when applications start running more in the browser? What kind of new services might that enable, and what kind of possibilities but also challenges would that introduce?
This hybrid is Spotsquare.com is focused on, if you're at a certain place, what's the feel of that place? What kind of music would you share with other people there? It's not necessarily that we're just interested in building that sort of application. Of course, we think it's really interesting, but we want to see how people actually would use that type of service. So what type of music would they share? We also do work on, for example, photos attached to locations. How do people experience these places? What do they want to share with other people? And that's really interesting to us. Well, we have a couple of different groups. We have a group that focuses on game-related research, so games that might connect your real location, so the real world and the virtual. We have a group that focuses on more social research, for example, on video sharing and how do people experience interactions on screen. We have a group that focuses more on bodily experiences and emotions, and we're part of the Mobile 2.0 group, and we focus on how can we use people's existing mobile devices, the stuff that people have in their pockets, to do new and inventive, interesting work. And how do people actually use mobile services, and what can we develop?
The iPad is a very interesting new piece of hardware that has not really been there before. I mean, it's basically, in our case, it's an overblown mobile phone, basically. So it has a larger screen than a mobile phone. And I think it will be really interesting to see how this will actually penetrate and how people will use the iPad and for what, and also where will they bring it, and also seeing what other companies are going to do the exact same kind of hardware, and seeing what they will do with it. And because it's somewhere, as Apple also said, it's something between a mobile phone and a computer. It's not either or. It's not something that we currently have talked about looking at, because we're looking at the mobile phone and stuff runs in the mobile phone. But it's something, of course, that we have to keep on our eyes on.